the chairperson, the municipal chief executive, revered chiefs and queen mothers, the clergy, distinguished guests, respected educators, honored parents, teachers, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am in the person of Tarbasung Anisa, a basic age pupil of Dan-Ibu International School and a staunch advocate for African food. Today, I stand before you to highlight one of the most culturally resonant and educationally transformative initiatives ever undertaken in our school community, the My Food is African campaign. This campaign, though simple in concept, has become a monumental force that is reshaping the mindset, attitude, and cultural consciousness of the young ones like myself in Dan-Ibu International School. At its core, the campaign is a celebration of who we are, where we come from, and the culinary wisdom passed down through generations. But beyond celebration, it is an awakening. It has awakened in our learners a heightened sense of identity, belonging, and cultural awareness. Many of my colleagues have grown up in a world where Western cuisines are glamorized, packaged, and elevated above our own. My Food is African campaign boldly confronts the imbalance of lifting African foods to its rightful pedestal, a symbol of heritage, strength, and nourishment and pride. The chairperson, ladies and gentlemen, through this initiative, my colleagues have been introduced to an astonishing array of indigenous dishes such as kankale, nyengao, tuozafi, millet porridge, and the people's favorite, gobe, beans and gari. Suddenly, these everyday meals have become cultural artifacts, objects of study, exploration, and appreciation. And in this process, my colleagues have come to understand something profound. African food is not merely something we eat. It is something that defines us. One of the most remarkable impacts of this campaign is its influence on nutritional literacy. For the first time, my colleagues and I began to examine the nutritional value of our daily meals. We discovered that African dishes, often labeled as ordinary, are in fact rich in vitamins, fiber, antioxidants, protein, and natural energy. We realized that the foods our grandparents ate for strength, vitality, and longevity remain some of the most nutritionally balanced meals on earth. In a world where processed snacks and sugary foods compete aggressively for the attention of children, this campaign has redirected we as learners towards healthier, culturally grounded dietary habits. Yours, the chair. The impact does not end there. My Food is African campaign has become an extraordinary educational catalyst. It has seeped into our social studies lesson, enriching discussions on culture, tradition, and national identity. It has enhanced science lesson, especially in areas such as food preservation, digestion, and nutrition. It has influenced career technology, with learners preparing our indigenous food for the first time ever as part of their practical career technology lessons. By bridging multiple subjects, the campaign has transformed the classroom into a living cultural laboratory, dynamic, relevant, and deeply engaging. Socially, the campaign has fostered unprecedented unity and intergenerational connection within the Dan-Ibu International School community. Parents contributed recipes, teachers shared childhood food stories, and learners brought dishes from their home to showcase. It was mainly an event we had for the first time in the history of our school, the Cultural Day celebration. It was a deeply communal encounter, a tapestry of shared experiences, tastes, culture, stories, and memories. In these moments, we witness the majestic power of culture, its ability to connect generations, ignite pride, and strengthen communal bonds. Ladies and gentlemen, perhaps one of the most empowering dimensions of this initiative is its ability to dismantle cultural stereotypes and restore confidence. For far too long, African children have subtly absorbed the notion that local food is inferior, unsophisticated, or unworthy of admiration. This campaign has demolished that narrative. Today, my colleagues stride confidently, proclaiming with boldness and authenticity, "My food is African, and I am proud of it." Those words, simple as they seem, carry monumental psychological ways. They foster confidence, counter cultural inferiority, and nurture a generation grounded in self-worth and identity clarity. Ladies and gentlemen, despite the resounding success of this initiative, it is essential to acknowledge that our journey is not without obstacles. These challenges, however, strengthen our resolve and deepen the impact of the campaign. Firstly, we face initial resistance and cultural hesitation from some learners who had unconsciously internalized the notion that African food is ordinary, old-fashioned, or less appealing than Western alternatives. Overcoming this psychological barrier required patient conversations, sustained education by myself to my colleagues, and sometimes even to parents, and repeated affirmations of cultural pride. Yes, the chair. We also encountered resource constraints, particularly in sourcing traditional ingredients that were costly, seasonal, or difficult to obtain in large quantities. Some families needed support to participate meaningfully, and the school stepped in to provide supplementary resources when necessary. Finally, we face the challenge of navigating diverse regional culinary identities, with learners coming from different ethnic backgrounds, ensuring that every child's cultural food heritage was represented fairly during our Cultural Day celebration, required intentional inclusivity and thoughtful balancing. The chair, despite these challenges, the campaign triumph proved that when a community is united by purpose, even obstacles become stepping stones. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, the ripple effect of this campaign extends far beyond the classroom. Through exhibition, photographs, digital showcases, and community engagement, the initiative has elevated Dan-Ibu International School as an institution deeply committed not only to academic excellence, but to cultural literacy, identity empowerment, holistic educational enrichment. The campaign has enhanced our visibility, amplified our reputation, and earned admiration from cultural advocates, educational stakeholders, and the wider community. This initiative has nourished our bodies, enriched our intellect, strengthened our unity, and deepened our reverence for our African identity. As we continue to uphold and expand this noble campaign, I call on all stakeholders, the Ministry of Education, non-governmental organizations, and everyone to support young ambassadors like myself and CIKOD to continuously spread the message of African foods. The chairperson, revered chiefs and queen mothers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, before I take my seat, I respectfully ask for us to stand up and remind ourselves of our affirmations towards this initiative. Please repeat after me. I. Please mention your name. Who eats local foods from today? I choose healthy indigenous foods for my well-being. No more foreign foods. I support the local farmers and entrepreneurs. Together, let's celebrate the flavors of Ghana and make local foods the star of the show. So when I say my food is, you respond, African. My food is? African. I can't hear you. My food is? African. Please take your seats. Thank you.